I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about TFT SET. Let's start with Anima Squad. These units gain attack damage, ability damage, and flex on your enemy's board, then gain permanent health every time one of your Anima Squad units kills an enemy. While civilians are alive, they grant your entire team mana every few seconds. Gadgetines create one of these items every round and breaks after one round of fighting another player, or breaks if you don't use it during mob rounds. Laser Corp units have a drone that has a chance to deal damage to enemies that they hit or enemies that hit them. When a Star Guardian gains mana, they gain more than usual. Oxforce units gain attack speed the lower HP they are, and the first time they would die, they live with 1 HP for a little bit. Supers pulls at the start of battle and grants your entire team bonus damage. This bonus damage is increased by the amount of 3 stars that you have. Threats are stronger than normal units, but their traits don't give any bonuses. The Mecha Prime trait allows you to choose a Prime that kills off the 2 closest Mecha Prime units to the Prime and gains all the sacrificed units' HP. The mech also gains extra AD and AP. Admins is a choose your own storybook type of deal. You will pick from one of 3 combinations of these cause and effects. Every few fights, the underground units unlock a safe that lets you take what's inside or wait a few rounds and you can get better loot. Losing makes you unlock loot faster. Duelists gain bonus attack speed. Defenders taunt enemies at the start of battle and gives your entire team armor. Brawlers gain extra health. Aegis gives your entire team magic resist. Aces execute units under a certain amount of HP. When mascots die, they help your team gain back HP. When hearts use their ability, the rest of the team gets stacking AP for the rest of the battle. Recon units gain more attack range, crit rate, and run away when using their abilities if there's an enemy nearby. Renegades deal more damage to enemies, and the last renegade that stays alive deals even more damage. Every few seconds, Spellslinger's next auto does an area of damage based on their ability power. Every few seconds, Sure Shots gain attack damage for the rest of the battle. Pranksters spawn a target dummy when they fall below a certain amount of HP and run away. Hackers gain Omnivamp and summon a Hacker Room that makes whoever is in the yellow hexagon created by the Hacker Room go to the back line, like an assassin. Corrupted is Fiddlestick's trait, and every time your unit dies, he gains ability power. He starts the game doing nothing, and when he's below a certain amount of HP, or your entire team dies, he will start casting a skill which fears enemies hit, heals himself, and damages enemies around him. Arsenal is Aphelios' trait that lets him choose one of 3 weapons, each with a different ability. One that stuns, one that does a large AoE effect, and one that does large damage to nearby enemies. Forecaster is Janna's trait that gives everyone around her mana, attack damage and ability power, or a shield, depending on the weather it is. This weather icon can be found above the shop. Here are all the Gadgetine items that you can get from the Gadgetine trait, all of which are slightly better than the original counterparts. For big item changes, the glove component no longer gives dodge chance. Zephyr and Edge of Night now gives the holder attack speed. Last Whisper now gives attack damage instead of attack speed. Spear of Shojin now gives mana every few auto attacks. Blue buff now gives mana on kill, but less mana at the start of battle. Infinity Edge and Jewel Gauntlet both now makes your abilities crit. They're basically the same item now. The only difference is that Infinity Edge gives attack damage and Jewel Gauntlet gives ability power. The biggest change is that Banshee's Claw is now removed for the new Guardbreaker, which, for the unit that it's equipped to, it gives attack damage, ability power, crit rate, health, and the ability to deal more damage to shielded units. They also added a drop to creep rounds called the Item Anvil that just lets you pick one of the choices offered when pulled onto the shop. As you go later into the game, the item anvils become completed item anvils that lets you pick completed items. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. If not, I'll settle for a like. See ya!